Sup guys, this is Sena. 皆さんこんにちは。Sena です。When I was a teenager, I thought being in your 20s was so grown up. When I started university, I thought I would have everything figured out by 24. But guess what? I just turned 24 years old last September, and I can confidently tell you that it didn't happen. I haven't got anything figured out yet. However, my life has been full of changes and a lot of life lessons that I learned for my personal growth. So in this video, I wanted to share with you 5 things that I learned in my life so far. Number 1, friends are important. I never truly understood the importance of having friends until I started studying abroad in New Zealand at the age of 15. Before that, I was in Japan and I never struggled to make friends. I guess I was really lucky. So it was extremely difficult for me to experience the feeling of loneliness in the country where I couldn't speak the language for the first time in my life. I vividly remember the feeling of not wanting to wake up and go to school, and my head was always hurting, like all the time. This experience was mentally tough, but because of this experience, I could learn that having friends in your life is precious and we shouldn't take this treasure for granted. There's a huge amount of evidence showing people who experience loneliness during a period of their life tend to be more likely to have worse health later down the line. A groundbreaking 1979 study of 7,000 people reported that the risk of death more than doubled for people who were disconnected from others, compared to those with strong friendships. Strong friendships are what we should focus on creating. Until about when I was 19 or 20 years old, I had so many friends that I never called or messaged on Facebook. And I felt lonely at times despite having 1,000 friends on social media. The main problem was that I tended to be the one who waited for others to contact me first. But a good friendship needs the effort of 2 people, like being in a relationship. So I tried changing it this year and started reaching out to people who I cared about more frequently than the past years. The result was that I could truly see there are 10 people in my life that I can comfortably talk to, and I feel like they would be there for me whenever I'm going through tough times, and I would love to do the same for them. So my lesson was that it's better to have a small number of friends that care about you a lot than having many friends that you barely talk to. Great friends have the power to mold you into the best version of yourself. They see you and love you for who you truly are. They encourage you and push you to do better and be the person you want to become. It's crazy to think that I met 5 of my amazing friends through gyms. That place must be a church for me, eh? Number 2, never stop learning. Once I started working, I noticed that my life became a routine where I would wake up, go to the gym, work for 8 hours, come home and sleep. It seemed like I had nothing interesting going on in my life, and I thought I became such a boring person. But I quickly realized that I was the one to be blamed. I just kept making excuses to avoid learning new things because I assumed that it was too much to handle with work and everything else going on in my life. Learning new things is like an exercise for your brain. It's exactly the same as doing physical exercise. If you don't use it, it simply deteriorates. That's why I thought I had become a boring person. So I started spending time learning new things, and it was really difficult when I first began. But I slowly got used to it and found so much joy in learning things that I didn't know before. Especially when I'm around people that I can share and discuss my learnings with, I feel exuberant. Never stop learning things from resources such as books, newspaper, podcasts, etc. But also never stop learning from people that you meet. If you come across anyone who you think is interesting or you might want to get to know, then don't wait and ask them if they could meet for lunch, dinner, or something. Number 3, happiness comes within yourself. I used to think that money would solve all of my problems and purchasing expensive things would make me happy. So I pursued this materialistic goal for a while. I bought a few expensive things with the salary that I earned and thought these things would make me happy. However, I noticed that satisfaction and happiness wore off quickly after purchasing nice things. Then I figured that extreme level of happiness only lasts in a short period of time, and it always reverts back to somewhere around 70% of happiness. So I thought I should focus on the 70% happiness level, which is the majority of my life, and how I can make myself feel content with it. So I decided to do the opposite and chose hard things to do. I don't know why, but I thought if I could make myself go through hard things, then I would be able to appreciate the normal things that I do on a daily basis. For instance, I currently live by myself in this apartment and I'm not good at cooking, but I make my breakfast, lunch, and dinner almost every day. When I finally go out to a restaurant and eat, I can appreciate the high quality food that I cannot create on my own and the chefs and the staff that provide me with an incredible experience. Some of you might find this example weird. It might tell me that you don't get as satisfied as I do from something like this. But here's my point. Happiness comes within yourself. Just because a lot of people may find happiness in some particular things, it doesn't mean you can feel happy with the same things. You need to find what makes you happy, and it doesn't have to be the same as everyone else. Number 4, stop respecting others just because of their social status or job titles. This is my personal experience, but when I started my first job in New Zealand, I looked up to our CEO because of her job title and assumed that she was amazing without getting to know her at all. One day we had a meeting with our important client. I was quite new at the time and was willing to learn whatever from her. I did my best to prepare for the meeting and I went there with her. We knew that this client sent many students to other schools, but not to us at the time. Hence, I wanted to focus on listening to this client's problems rather than dominating our conversation. Also, I wanted to learn from our CEO so that I could become better at sales. During the meeting, she was the one leading the conversation, and I was taking a lot of notes and contributed by suggesting options to solve our client's problems. And after the meeting, she told me that I wasn't controlling the meeting and didn't look like a salesperson. To be honest, I was shocked to hear the feedback from her, and it was interesting that she didn't even ask me why I kept listening to the client's problems and took a lot of notes in the meeting. I was so disappointed and even felt that I might not be good enough to do this job. But I decided to believe in myself, and the last thing that I wanted to be was a typical salesperson that talks a lot and doesn't deliver any values. So I continued sticking with my own approach, which was to listen and try to solve my client's problems. As a result, this client that I had the meeting with performed the best out of all the clients that we had last year. This experience gave me huge confidence, and I could understand that everyone has different techniques and approaches that work for them. However, those might not necessarily apply to you, so that you need to find your own. When it was my last day working for this company, we had a farewell party, and I bumped into this client. She told me that her company could start working with us again, and our work relationship has been the strongest because I continued solving their problems. It was such an honor hearing her feedback, and I was so grateful that I continued working with the way I truly believe to be. From this experience, I learned that I would love to connect with people that I respect, not because of their job titles, but because of who they are. And because of this perspective, I could meet some amazing people that I look up to. And one thing in common for those people is that they give you different perspectives to think about things, but they never tell you what is right and wrong. They offer a lot of insight and let you decide how you want to live your life. Number 5, true growth takes time. We all know that there's no such thing as an overnight success. Yet, when we see YouTube videos about how some people seem to have made so much progress in something within a short period of time, then we get so excited thinking that we can do the same. This is because we somehow think that there might be a shortcut to finding happiness, financial wealth, and success. But this is not true at all. If you live your life thinking that all the good things will come to you effortlessly, then you are going to give up when facing a small obstacle. For example, being fluent in speaking English as a second language. For most people, it takes many years of practicing speaking, listening, reading, and writing every day. Some days you feel frustrated because you can't see the clear progress no matter how hard you study or use English daily. So if you expect to be able to speak English fluently within 3 months, then you're going to give up learning English. You might not be able to see any positive results within weeks and months, but when you look back in a few years, then you will definitely be able to see how much your English has improved. I made a video about how much my English has improved compared to 7 years ago, and I'm sure you can comprehend why I believe true growth takes time through this video. If there's one thing that I can give advice to all of you who are watching this video, that is definitely learn as much as you can, invest in yourself, and make as many mistakes as you possibly can, because you have so much time to learn from the mistakes and move forward. You will thank yourself for small things that you have done to improve yourself each day in a few years. That's the end of the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up, because when you hit the like button, the YouTube algorithm helps my channel grow and reach people who are interested in the topics that I discuss on my channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I will strive making videos that are worth watching. What are the things that you guys learned in your life so far? Please let me know in the comment section box below. So, I will see you guys later. Bye!